I'll never forget the way he said it. Calm, rehearsed, like he'd practiced it in the mirror long before he faced me. "I want a divorce," he murmured while adjusting the cuffs of a brand-new tailored shirt. "You're not enough for me. You embarrass me." That last line sliced deeper than any betrayal I had imagined. Embarrass him? I was the woman who worked double shifts so he could study without worrying about rent. The woman who sold her mother's gold bangles to pay his exam fees, gold I had promised myself I'd pass on to my daughter someday. But I didn't let the rage show. Not a quiver, not a single tear. I only nodded once, slow and controlled. He mistook it for weakness. He didn't know it was the moment my revenge truly began. I met him when he was still a dreamer with cheap shoes and a cracked phone screen. We used to sit on the hostel's rooftop, eating 10-rupee biscuits, talking about the future with the arrogance of people who haven't been broken yet. He told me he wanted to become a lawyer, someone who matters. I told him I wanted a home that felt safe. He reached for my hand, kissed it gently, and said, "We'll do both." I believed him. When we married, my family warned me he was ambitious in a way that devours everything around it. I called it passion. Maybe I just wanted to be needed. Maybe I wanted him to look at me the same way he looked at his law books, with hunger. For 5 years, I paid every bill. Books, tuition, clothes that made him look professional. I handled the house, the groceries, the arguments with landlords. He handled nothing except his degree. Funny how people change once they achieve the life you built for them. The first sign was small. He started coming home late. Study groups, he said. Then he began correcting my English in front of others. Then he told me not to attend his graduation because the crowd will be too large for you. Too large for me? I'd walked through life's storms with him. A stage was too much? Still, I stayed quiet. Not because I was blind, because I was watching. The final confirmation came wrapped in a notification, the reflection of a message lighting up his screen while he showered. A girl from his firm. A voice note. Playful, familiar, intimate. "She doesn't deserve you. You've outgrown her." That was the night my heart hardened into something sharp. Instead of confronting him, I made tea and asked if he wanted more sugar. He never noticed the way I smiled. I studied every weakness he had, every financial dependency, every document he never bothered to understand because I handled it. He assumed money came from thin air. He didn't know I had been keeping receipts of everything I'd spent on him since day one. He didn't know the apartment lease, the bills, the car registration, everything was under my name. He didn't know I had access to the emails he used for job applications. And he didn't know the firm that hired him had a strict no fraternization policy, one violation away from termination. Revenge, I learned, wasn't anger. Revenge was patience wearing a polite smile. First, I stopped paying the rent, quietly. The landlord called him because my number was no longer listed. A lawyer who couldn't pay his bills? How embarrassing. Then I sent the firm's HR department a polite, anonymous email with screenshots of his messages to his new lover. Nothing dramatic, just facts, evidence, a timeline. They suspended him while they investigated. I could almost hear the panic in the silence that filled our apartment. Next came the financial strike. I compiled every rupee I spent on him, 5 years' worth, and handed the file to my attorney for reimbursement under spousal contribution. It wasn't guaranteed, but my lawyer was better than him, smarter, hungrier. And then, the final blow. The day he came to me, disheveled and pale, he looked like the man I first met. Except now he wasn't dreaming. He was drowning. "You reported me," he whispered. "No," I said calmly. "I exposed you. There's a difference." He slumped into the chair, defeated. Why? Why would you do this? I leaned forward, my voice steady. Because for 5 years I built you, and you thought you could walk away without consequences? You thought I wasn't enough? You're right, I wasn't enough for the man you've become. But I'm more than enough to destroy the illusions you built around yourself. His mouth opened, then closed, a fish gasping for air. I watched him suffocate on the truth. The divorce went through. I received reimbursement. He lost his job. His lover blocked him to save her own career. People call it revenge, but to me, it was restoration, putting the world back into balance. He once told me I embarrassed him. Now, every time his name is whispered in the legal community, it's laced with caution, scandal, pity. And me? I finally feel enough. More than enough. I feel free.